Taking a look at today's equity index futures markets, let's look at the S&P 500 futures as they're continuing to realize heavy selling pressure for a third consecutive day. S&P 500 futures down about 3% currently off the intraday lows, but still down significantly for a third session as the markets are realizing heavy selling pressure. And when you look at the S&P, we're looking at that 5230 level. It's about 6% off of where we were just 4 sessions ago. So this 3-day selling pressure has really impacted the price action and the levels within the futures markets. And when you look at the factors contributing to the price action, really it appears to global deleveraging to some degree as we're seeing selling pressure basically in equity markets across the globe. And when we did see the selling pressure initiate in the U.S. last week, it's kind of worked its way across the globe, as well as the interpretation of central bank activity is having an impact. Now, over the weekend, with the Bank of Japan moving last week to basically tighten monetary policy, we did see heavy selling pressure late last week in Japan, and over the weekend coming in to the session here in the U.S. Heavy selling pressure, I think, was one of the primary drivers that put pressure on the U.S. markets to start the day, as we did see that global sell-off work its way across the globe over the weekend. And now, as we move into this week, the focus is on the Fed, the focus is on economic data, and the focus is on valuations. And those things are certainly being questioned to some degree as we're seeing the selling pressure continue to persist. Now, looking at the general trends with the S&P now coming off of this recent levels, the recent levels, we're down about 6% from just last Wednesday, I believe. So Thursday, Friday, Monday, heavy selling pressure. And we're seeing selling pressure across the board here as we're seeing the major equity index futures markets lower for a third session with heavy selling pressure in all of them today. We're seeing them down anywhere from 2.5% to 4% depending on the futures market. And when you look at the S&P 500 futures here at this 5230 level, holding at 52 level, this is the lowest levels basically since early May. So we're going back 3 months here when we trade at these levels. So heavy selling pressure to culminate a third day of downside price action with the S&P 500 futures down about 3% on the session.